So,
Okay, are you recording?
yeah, yes, we are on YouTube live. So, Danim, you can start. The floor is yours to
All right.
introduce. Okay.
Excellent. So this is really exciting time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Of course, we have been waiting for this event since we first announced it early this year. I am really extremely happy to finally kickstart the EHTOS event. The Space Renaissance Initiative established the Towards the Young Generation Committee only last year, which is chaired by Bernard Fong and co-chaired by myself. The aim of the committee is to spread the urgency of expanding humanity to outer space for the young generation. As we know, there is no emphasis in universities' curriculum on astronautical humanism and the real motivation why humanity should go to space. And we are trying to bridge this gap in SRI. At SRI, we have countless activities that we will introduce to you, of course, to the young generation, and we are inviting them to be part of this. The event today is just an example of those activities. Although the event will extend only for 1 month, all participants will be encouraged to continue working for longer periods. Today, we will reveal the mission statement and the statement of work. And also we will discuss the judging criteria on how we are going to scale the teams. Before we go through this mission statement, statement of work, and the judging criteria, I would like to invite Adriano to give us a quick welcome message for this event. So Adriano, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Ganim. I'm very excited and proud to give the first kick of this program that will last until next year's at least, but it will also continue later. And in this program, several teams of young researchers are invited to compete in a challenge that is configured as follows. The Space Renaissance will impersonate the role of a space agency, and we are issuing a call for tenders, like ESA, for instance, does continuously, calling enterprises, small and big enterprises, to respond and to make proposals for their call for tender. So we're making the same now. We are making this call for proposals on a subject that we think very much important. Since we think that we are experimenting microgravity since 60 years, more or less, and we never started experimenting with simulated gravity, we are asking our teams, participants to this program, to put in writing and graphic the basic concepts for. So let's see. We are simulating a feasibility stage, a phase A of any project, where the basic design and a first estimation of the cost is made for a habitat, a spinning, rotating habitat, so simulated 1G gravity at the periphery. Of course, there could be also internal rings with lower gravity levels to be located in a Lagrange point, one of the Lagrange points between the Moon and Earth. So we will give you today a statement of work where our basic requirements are listed for start working, shaping this proposal. our teams will have more or less 1 month to prepare their jobs, their works, and they will submit their works the 28th of September at the end of this almost 1 month, not a full month. It will be a lunar month, let me say. And after that, of course, our committee will assess the quality of the presented works and nominate one winner team. To the winner, we will give a participation, a bursary to participate to the IAF Congress in Sydney, Australia in 2025. We don't know yet. Okay, this prize will be assigned for sure to at least one person, but if we will have more sponsors, we can also maybe allow the whole team to have their travel expenses and the registration to the IAC paid. Okay, so at least one person for each team, for the winning team, and possibly if we have more sponsors, even more than one person, the whole team, hopefully. Okay, so this is more or less the work we are going to do. As Ghanim wrote and also said, that will not be the end, because when a feasibility proposal will be written, will be on the paper, this project could also have a follow-up. So we could maybe help presenting the project to space agencies for consideration. And maybe this project will have, will be funded, can be funded to go ahead and to be realized. So this is more or less the work. An intermediate date will be in 1 week, I think. Let me check the program, but because I'm not sure of this date. Yeah, the 7th of September, we will have an intermediate meeting that will be closed. It will not be a public meeting, but the teams will meet the mentors and will be allowed to make questions and to get some support while they are developing their proposal. So it is, I think the 7th is in 1 week from now or something like that. Should be next Saturday. So we will meet with the teams and try to answer their possible questions for the realization of their work. Well, this is all. What I can say more is that the Space Renaissance International is open for new members. So everybody is warmly invited to join the Space Renaissance as members. I will put the link in the chat now. And remember, we are an activist organization. We don't have big sponsors. We just live on the basis of the members' membership fees. So don't be shy. Our organization accepts everybody, whatever their preparation, skill, school or not school. The only requirement to join SRI is to be curious and to be passionate about civilization expansion into space. So sharing these ideals is the only requirement needed to join SRI. So, okay, Ghanim, this is all by myself. The floor is yours again.
Thank you, Adriano. I will share my screen right now because I will mention also in more details what you have mentioned about the event very quickly again. So it should be now full screen. All right. So for the EHTOS event, we have actually three objectives. First is to spread the awareness about the urgency of the expansion of human civilization into outer space. As I mentioned in the welcome message, university curriculum does not really involve serious studies about the human aspect of human space flights. The space era started by Sputnik in 1958, but there were rich publications actually before that time that is important for us to understand the motivation behind expanding a human civilization, why it is important. And this is what we really want to see in your proposal, as in your design. Although, yes, we want to see technical part, but we emphasize, and I will emphasize several times today, about the human aspect, which is extremely important. Second is to identify challenges and obstacles facing the expansion into outer space. We mentioned very briefly about microgravity and how to overcome this challenge, of course. And we will mention that in the mission statement that I will show you in a moment. And then provide space capacity building for the new generation. These opportunities where we have mentorship by experts supporting teams from around the world, doing something that you don't normally do in business and in academia. I think this very special, and I hope we will be successful. Adriano mentioned very briefly about the mentorship, and this is what we call also capacity building. All right, so today is the 31st, which is day one. You don't know still the statement of work and the mission statement. We will reveal it in a moment. I will show you. I will read now the mission statement to you, and Adriano will explain in more details the statement of work. We will share with you. I will send you an email after the event to everyone. You will have access to those documents as well as, of course, for this presentation, and then by the 7th of September, maybe one day before, one day after, we will coordinate the organizing team. You can also contact me. We have also Maria and Dalia. We will coordinate meetings with the mentor. So your team will be working in the problem as you as you think suitable for your experience. Of course, there are a lot of aspects that we don't expect that everyone will follow in 1 month. But you try to cover as much as possible. And whenever you feel difficulties in one part or one aspect, you can contact me and you can ask for mentorship. I hope everyone by now have listened to the recorded lectures. And all the mentors actually offered lectures. So please, your questions should be related to the lecture of the mentor, to his expertise or her expertise. And we will coordinate the right time, maybe one day after, maybe in the 8th of September, so that you can meet. You can also request meetings with several mentors. That's all right. And then you will keep working for the next 2 weeks until the deadline in the 28th of September. You have to submit 2 documents. The first is the final presentation, and the second document is a phase A design of the problem that we will discuss right now. So The presentation will be 10 minutes, and you will have 5 minutes for a Q&A. The mentors will ask you questions. Of course, we will discuss now in more details about the judging criteria. The second document is a conception or preliminary design or phase A design document on a PDF file. Please send it to me before 4 p.m. UTC in the 28th of September. Yeah, and the event actually will start at 5 p.m. UTC. So we have 3 or 4 teams. They will present their work after that, starting from 5 p.m. I think I shared with you the event program in more details. All right, so here is the moment. I hope the paragraph is clear for you to read. So the mission statement is as follows. To accelerate the world's expansion into outer space, ESA is investigating the possibility of building a rotating habitat in L5. The habitat should be capable of hosting hundreds of inhabitants. All life-sustaining systems should be included, as well as the real-time monitoring systems to keep essential internal parameters such as temperature, humidity, and pressure suitable to sustain human and vegetable life in various different environments inside the habitat. The living habitat should be protected from cosmic radiations. Cosmic and solar radiations and space weather shall be monitored as well. Systems to monitor various emergencies and related alarms should be considered, as well as the engines to allow the habitat rotation and the eventually needed attitude correction. Any other technological aspects related to maintaining the habitat in good shape and working conditions should be considered. Some of the inhabitants will be living and working in the habitat, while others will be just visitors for business or tourism. Such habitat should provide tourism services and capabilities to mitigate asteroid danger on Earth and on the habitat. The habitat should be built using materials from asteroids and/or the moon. Therefore, the legal aspect that governs space resources utilization and the law in the habitat should be considered. Maintaining the psychological wellness of the inhabitant should be also considered. Though during the first stage of the operative life, the habitat will need to be fed from Earth. The goal will be to reduce imports from Earth and increase exports. And to increase export over time using lunar and asteroid in situ resource utilization, solar power, manufacturing, as well as exofarming and proper recycling processes. A reasonable description of items, services to be imported from Earth or produced locally might therefore be included, providing main requirements and criteria. So, as you can see, the mission statement is heavy. There are a lot to be considered, a lot of work, and of course, it will be extremely difficult to follow up with all the requirements for 1 month. So do your best. Just try to do your best. This mission statement has been reviewed by the mentor several times. Of course, there was a lot of effort to make this mission statement. And after my presentation, Adriano will show you the statement of work, which is an entire document, show you the requirements that should be considered. So before I end this quick presentation, of course, thank you for Euromoon Mars, Linux, because, and of course, the Space Renaissance initiative, because they are providing the funding for the scholarship, the winning team. As you know, the winning team will win a partial scholarship to attend the International Astronautical Congress in Sydney. As you know, IAC normally open abstract acceptance January, February every year. And after in October, by finishing your work, it will be great that you consider applying to present your work in Sydney in October 2025. So thank you for Umm Mars, and of course SRI also providing not only funding but also mentorship. Last but not least, of course, our mentors. I'm not gonna reintroduce them again because I assume that you've seen the recorded lectures by our mentors. We have 6 mentors: Adriano, Werner Grandel, Bernard Fong, Celia Avila Rauch, Mary Louisa Heusser, and of course with us also Jerry Stone. Again, thank you for our mentors for the recording of the lectures. We started early this year, and also the willingness to mentor the teams next week. Our organizing team, of course, we have diversity. We have a great diversity. We have Maria Mukarzel from Lebanon. She is among the organizing team. Sakha Al-Madani, Dalia Ardeni, and Eugenia Agoli. Thank you for them because they supported the work, and they will continue also supporting us until the end of the month. That's all from my side. Adriano, are you with us? I don't see you.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. Yeah. I was completing some other task in the in this while, and yes, I am ready. If this is the time to present the statement of work, you want me to do that now? You want me to present the statement of work now?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. So good. This is in the Word format. I'm sorry. To be honest, I completed I completed the document in until a few minutes ago. So it is in the Word format, but okay. I will share it now and show you. Just a moment to share. Here it is. Okay. I hope you can see it.
Yes.
Is it big enough? You can read it?
It's readable, yeah. But I would suggest you zoom in a little bit.
Zoom a little bit more.
Just a
Okay.
little bit, yeah.
Just a moment. Maybe I can do it. I can do it.
And Adriano, can we just see the main slide and not the list of them?
This is not a slide, it's a Word.
Okay.
It is
All
a
right.
Word document.
Yeah, I understand.
So I have to, okay, just a moment. I think we can maybe look at the index before, but okay, the index is in a very small font, so I don't know if you can see it. However, okay, it is also possible because Word is a very sharp thing and can be reduced. Okay, requirements and so on. Project management. Project life cycle management, conceptual business plan, and follow-up. Okay, so we can have an overlook on everything, and also the index. We don't need the index. So scope and justification, the requirements, our requirements, and project management and project life cycle management and quality assurance. And I will tell you briefly why these are two different voices. Conceptual business plan and follow-up. So scope and justification of this work, I think we already said. There is nothing much more to say. I build a habitat in Earth, Moon, Lagrange endpoints while living in an orbital city and with 1G artificial gravity would be better than living on a planetary surface. Refer to Gerard O'Neill's work, papers, and books. The scope of this document is to describe the project proposal that we are requesting. References, rough analysis of the state of the art. The team should mention the main ongoing studies and projects, if any, worldwide. And I can tell you immediately that one, and maybe the best one, let me say, not because he's our fellow member, but because it is really so, is the Jerriston Iceland Zero study that is a project of a demonstrator, a small demonstrator of a rotating space station. Reference to previous projects, if any. The team should mention which previous projects or studies inspired their project and which peculiar details were taken as design inputs. Applicable documents. The team should list the documents applicable to their project, assigning an ID number to each to allow quick reference in the text. And the referenced document. The team should list the documents referred to their project, assigning an ID number to each to allow quick reference in the text. What are the difference between applicable and reference? I say this because, of course, not everybody might be familiar with the ISO standards. We tried to complain with the ISO standard more or less. That will be also useful in case the winner team will present their project to ISA or to NASA or other space agencies in the future. So applicable documents are those documents that you take as design inputs for your project. So applicable means that these documents contain requirements that you are adopting for your project. Reference documents is, let me say, a lighter way of references. So in reference documents, you don't pick up any requirements integrally, but you only reference because they have some interesting concepts that are useful for our scope. So this is the difference. It's a different level of importance, let me say, applicable and referenced. Then, okay, coming to the requirements, we have several categories of requirements. The stakeholders requirements, who will benefit from this project, why, social categories, ages, genders, geography, how will activities on Earth benefit from the experience of the space community living in Lagrange city. Okay, so making a general overview of who will benefit from this project. Of course, one could simply write one word that is humanity, but we will try to go a little bit in deeper details and to name who can be benefited in concrete ways. I mean, with a return of investment or social growth or a lot of economical and social benefit that will come from this project. Then we go in the realm of the user requirements. General requirements include some relevant categories. Some of such categories might not have a specific detailed paragraph in this document. Teams are free and expected to design their own structure and articulation of their work, giving proper relevance to each topic as they feel more appropriate. So what does it mean? It means that this document, the statement of work, is not intended to be a Bible, no, something that you have to respect exactly in the structure, in the articulation, in the priorities, and so on. You have to develop your own project, no? The statement of work is just a list of basic requirements to be taken into account, but you can also organize the priorities in your project complaining with your feeling, with your intuition, with your vision, and so on. So we prize very much creativity and capability to put inside the original concepts the fruit of your brain working. Okay, so going inside, these are user requirements. Humans in general. Humans, builders, operator, users, final product users. So these are different categories of users, of course. The technicians that will build the facility, the operators that will work on the facility, the user that will inhabit the facility, and the final product users that will be final product may include not only the living people over there, the citizen over there, but also visitors, also tourists, also business people that will come and stay maybe for 1 month or 2 and then go away. So these are all a vision of the humans that will work and visit and have and stay temporary in the facility. Urban capacity, how many citizens will live there? Okay, we put an indication 100. So this is more or less the order of magnitude of the habitat we are thinking about. Activities, will citizens go working on the moon and near Earth objects? There will be local industries, farming, services. What other activities one can add here? Tourism and sport, entertainment, everything. Life support, which life support systems to be developed? Which are the main functions? Safety, which safety systems to be developed? Which are the main functions? Protection from what? Environments, which environments and areas to be built inside the habitat, e.g. ground, vegetal environment, farming, food production, etc. Living, areas for free time, sports, entertainment, arts. Quality of life, quality of the food, economic of habitation, communication among citizens, with Earth, with the moon, etc. Social time and shared spaces, which shared spaces should be available for citizens. To do what? Common life services, which normal services and related job existing in Earth cities may be foreseen to have place in the habitat. For instance, restaurants, beauty salons, commercial shops, hotels, workshops. So this is an invitation to think about civilian people living there. Don't think about astronauts. Astronauts, of course, will go to the habitat. We go and go away. They will work over there. They will work around the habitat. Astronaut technicians will work in outside the habitat to adjust, I don't know, antennas and whatever. So astronauts will be part of the personnel that will be working in and outside the habitat and coming and traveling to the habitat and traveling from the habitat to the moon and so on. So astronauts will be like when you take a flight and an airplane on Earth. Of course, you have personnel on the end. You have pilots, you have stewards, you have the hostesses, and so on. So those are the personnel. When you take a ship on the sea, you have sailors, you have technicians, you have waiters, you have the personnel of the ship, but you are the traveler. So you are the civilian embarked on a ship, on an airplane, on a spacecraft, on a space habitat. So keep in mind that we are designing an habitat for civilians to live and work there. Okay, so humans, psychology, ergonomics, well-being, well-interacting, and privacy, normal life in space. Space habitats not only need to be safe with internal environments protected from sun and cosmic radiation, not only as low spinning shall provide simulated gravity to avoid bones and muscle deterioration. The habitat is not designed for explorer astronauts, yet to allow its guests to work and live their normal lives as if they were on Earth. Beautiful environment. Living in space should not only be safe, but the habitat and its systems should also make space life beautiful, funny, and for certain aspects even better than life on Earth. Yeah, let's think about maybe some example. In space, you have 24 hour on 24 sunlight. That gives you a lot more energy, electrical energy. That gives you a lot more light. That gives you a lot more freedom to organize your life cycle, your days and nights. Do you prefer to have 24 hours of work and 12 hours of sleep? You can do it in space. You can organize light and dark as you prefer, and you have abundant energy to do everything you want to do in the time you want to do. Of course, if you have to work with other people, you have also to agree with them for some timing and yeah, share the times and so on. But however, think about the freedom, the very higher degree of freedom that we can have in space. Many years ago, I wrote a paper called The Fifth Season. It means that we don't have season in space. So we can shape the season as we like more, we think more productive, more interesting, more funny, and so on. So this is also trying to imagine this kind of habitat is also an exercise of your fantasy to imagine how it could be the life over there. So I try to go a little bit quicker here because this document is well, it's 7 pages, not that long, but however, I think you will have time to read it in details and to think about all the requirements that are listed here, and to also to think to other requirements that we forgot, but it could come up to your mind in while you imagine living there, how it could be. Okay, very important point is green environments and gardens. We don't like to live in an iron cage for months and years. We have to reproduce the earth biome as much as possible. The green is something we need because it is in our DNA, it is in our use, and water also. Water is fundamental for human life on Earth, and it should be also, it will be also in space.
Adriano, that should be lakes and rivers, shouldn't it?
Well,
not the last part of the.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, of course there can be some mistakes, and you will be very
That's okay.
everybody will be very welcome to correct. Okay, in all the text you will find these red warnings. That is, the project teams are expected to perform their own research on ergonomic and beautiful design in this case, because we are talking about that, psychology, ergonomics, etc. And for each class of requirements, there is the same recommendation that the team will are expected to make their own research. Okay, so humans, culture, education, arts, schools, all levels, arts, proper rooms to be provided to all of citizens to practice any art, whatever their capacity level, alone or in group, etc. Conference halls, research, the habitat should include environments allowing research activities for scientific, philosophical, or cultural purposes. Religions should be free, of course. Citizens should be free to practice their religion or spiritual faith, having properly dedicated rooms, favoring the desired concentration in the performance of ritual collective prayers or chants. Sound and video systems to allow collective practice of and fruition of art. Well, cultural infrastructure of a space habitat. And here, Dr. Mary-Louise Heuser, she had to be here today, but unfortunately, she is having an ill health problem, and she couldn't participate. However, she prepared this small paragraph of requirement about cultural infrastructure of a space habitat. And okay, I will read it because she's not here, so it's all to read it for her. We owe Michel Foucault's the insight that we have in a socially constructed reality. This includes, in particular, socially constructed spaces with topical differentiation between private and public, family and social, or cultural and work spaces. He also distinguishes between utopian and heterotopian spaces. However, in my opinion, a yet to be invented space habitat in a Lagrange point goes beyond the terminology of Foucault's analysis, or at least adds something theoretically significant to them that is still little reflected upon, because the completely newly constructed space habitats float in almost empty space, so that we have a completely new distinction here that goes far beyond the distinction between private and public spaces, for example. With the space habitat, the distinction between inside and outside become radically habitable and non-habitable, affinity, illuminated, colorful inside, and a boundless black outside. This new difference has serious philosophical implications, e.g. with regard to the creation of biographical and social identity, as well as the existential dimension. I can only hint at this here as an essential point that still needs to be elaborated. The same applies to the phenomenology of the dialectic of outside and inside as described by Gaston Bachelard in his work Poetics of Space. Is a crucial based on a modern social constructive philosophical approaches that architectures, that their differentiation and arrangement have a great deal to do with our philosophical and social theoretical preliminary decision. I would like to illustrate this from my point of view with two examples of space habitats to be constructed: unity and plurality, homogeneity and heterogeneity, flat and steep hierarchies, unity, plurality. Okay, unity, plural, was the list, and this is the first item, unity, plurality. There are different languages and cultures on Earth. Do we want to preserve plurality in a spaced habitat or strive for a unified culture? Is there perhaps a mixed model or of both? This raises the following question for cultural infrastructure and social architecture. For example, separated churches for each religion, separate schools for each language and culture. How do we deal with the different traditions? Will they be preserved, or should they disappear in a new and uniform culture? How do we deal with history? The history of humanity on planet Earth in different countries. How do we deal with the different genders, toilet for men and women, and diversity? Do we want different types of school, differentiated into vocational and secondary schools? Are our philosophy and ethics merging into one philosophy, or do we want to preserve diversity? So, okay, these are a number of very interesting questions. And please remember that when Dr. Heuser said "or," maybe she not mean only "or." I mean, each one of these dichotomies could be also intended as following all solutions. So it should be possible for the ones that want to preserve their language and culture to have some dedicated environment where they can do it. But it should also be possible for the ones that want to merge their cultures to have properly dedicated cultures. So we are not forced to think in black or white. We can remember that we can always have gray, and we can also have a coexistence of different and even opposed models coexisting and working together. And sometimes that it gets a better result than to have to choose black or white. So, okay, so these are only my interpretation. Of course, all of these questions are aimed to make people think and shape for the habitat for the better. On Earth, okay, hierarchies. On Earth, we have complex legal systems and norms for living together in order to counteract relations of exploitation and violence from the stronger to the weaker. Complex legal relationships have been developed to protect against abuse. We call these states constitutional states. This involves the prevention and punishment of unlawful appropriation, like property relation, protection against verbal slurs such as insults and defamation, but also obligations such as the duty of care of parents and superiors. There are differences in terms of hierarchies. Free associations, e.g. for scientists, dependent employers, the administrative staff or educational institution, teaching staff, pupils, students from school, university, academies, flat, steep hierarchy, teaching staff, pupils, students from school, university, academies. This results in the division of space, like executive office, secretariat, etc. So an important note here, if the project team will use or make reference to the above concepts in their work, please quote the source, Dr. Marie-Louise Heuser, because she has mentioned here her copyright of this concept. So always refer the source when you quote something. When this is not, where this is not strictly required, you can also avoid. But in case of Dr. Marie-Louise Heuser, please do, because she's very strict on this kind of things. Of course, also in this case, you are expected to perform your own research and cultural design. Then we have some space medicine and healthcare reviewed by Dr. Susan Jewell. It's another of our mentors. Infrastructure for keeping inhabitants in good health, both physical and mind. Infirmary, hospital with emergency rooms, surgical equipment and intensive care, telehealth and telesurgery, pharmacy with all medicines suitable to recover from space and non-space related illnesses, remote assistance by avatar for emergency and sanitary personnel, know-how upgrade, telerobotics, microgravity and hypogravity countermeasures, radiation protection systems, artificial intelligence systems and tools for the sake of space medicine and healthcare. Then, okay, municipality and local governance. A space habitat with 100 inhabitants may be considered a small village with some added peculiarities, e.g. is not part of any province or county, earthly province or county. It is not subject to a single national government, yet it is likely built by a consortium of different private and public stakeholders from different countries. It will have to decide which law should apply and which constitution represents the legal backbone. Which previous experiences can be considered as guiding good practices, like international maritime laws, outer space treaty, other space treaties like Artemis Accords, ILS, and so on. The limited number of citizens allow direct democracy governance if the citizen decides so. Democratic participation, proper rules and systems should be designed to allow citizens to exercise their democratic participation in the governance of the habitat. Elections, proper facilities should be provided to allow democratic election of the representative. Communication, habitat should provide proper infrastructure to allow both internal and external communication for audiovisual, meeting, and networking. Okay, so we try to go a little bit quicker now. We have industrial requirements, transportation requirements, habitat building, materials, development, shape. We have power supply requirements, reviewed by Dr. Alberto Cavallo. It was not in the original number of mentors, but it will be available to reply to some questions, if any. So Alberto Cavallo is a manager for a big energy company. Is a program manager responsible of all the electrical equipments and systems in their works. They work in all in the whole world making energy plants. So is a very much skilled person to think about energy in general. So Alberto requires to estimate a list of electrical users by typology and relevant absorbed power. To define the power source and energy storage to be used, supposedly photovoltaic panels and batteries, where is to be located in consideration of the general alignment of the habitat and the necessity to expose the photovoltaic panels permanently to the sunlight. Power distribution, define the general architecture of the electrical system, and among non-standard requirements, define how to manage power transmission between rotating and non-rotating stations, if any, and so on. So green environment and food production, okay. Scientific and technical requirements. Lagrange point, which one, why, main issues and obstacles, main constraints, system to be designed and implemented, technologies and materials, scientific and technology challenges, robotic aids, supervision and monitoring systems. Should a unique integrated supervision system like a SCADA system govern all of the habitat systems? Should any an autonomous artificial intelligence system to be in charge of the global supervision? What should be the level of interaction of human supervisors, monitoring external conditions, lighting, internal lighting? Should we use natural sunlight by mirrors like in Island 1, or optical fiber to bring sunlight inside, or would it be safer to provide only artificial lighting? Okay. Okay, so these are the requirements, technical, scientific, philosophical, cultural, that we were able to put together with the contribute of our mentors. Then we have a bunch of project management requirements. That is, okay, a basic work breakdown starter. This is only a sample. Don't take it as mandatory, but it's just to show you how a breakdown structure is conceived, okay, with the different work packages and detailed work package, sub-assemblies in each work package, okay. Here is a work package description. Sorry. Typical work package description format used in the ESA project, proposal and project. So each work package, we have a title, a project title, a work package title, major components, start event date, start event, planned date, end event, planned date, input, design inputs to the work package, task description, and deliverable. What will be the output of the work package? So when you will make a Gantt diagram, that is a project time schedule, each one of these work packages will be in the plan, okay, in the diagram, and their initial and end dates could be consequential, or can be parallel, or can be one needed to start the other one, and so on. So I don't know. Probably you are familiar with the Gantt timing diagrams. If not, I think there is enough literature on the web to achieve the necessary basic knowledge. Then, okay, the team will also be required to make a list of the profiles needed in the project team. I mean, of course, you're not obliged to have all of these profiles in your team now, but when you design a feasibility proposal, you have to detail which kind of skills and experiences will be necessary in an hypothetical phase B of the project, when all what was written in the first feasibility project will need to be translated into concrete architectural design and of the project. So it's clearly the first phases doesn't require architectural design, just to identify let me say, the blocks, the big objects, no, and make a raw estimation of the costs. This is also something that is required by our basic cost and funding. The team should detail the estimated cost for the design, implementation, and startup of the habitat. Of course, we are talking about a feasibility phase. So you are not required to ask commercial entities to give you offers and proposals for the realization of all the subsystems, the work package that compose the project. Of course, that will be the effort required to an hypothetical phase B of the project, when there will be an architectural design and a deeper estimation of the costs. Then it will be necessary to require offers to the suppliers to make a detailed estimation of the cost. What we are seeing, what we are asking here is a very much more preliminary idea of the costs that you can achieve by working with the launch cost, the current launch cost, and the foreseen that the cost will be when for instance, the Starship will be fully operative. So there will be a fully 100% reusable vehicle, so the cost will be lowered. You can reason on such kind of general references and items. Okay, then. Okay, project lifecycle management and quality assurance. List of the quality standards you want to apply to the project. For instance, the ESA ECSS, the NASA NTSS, or other standards that you are aware of. Methodology for requirements management, engineering, testing, integration, verification. So if you are aware of some any project lifecycle management standards and methodology to be applied for, as I say, requirements management and engineering, the test procedures, integration, methodology, and verification, and so on. Okay, so last thing is to define a basic conceptual business plan of the design and infrastructure when operative, including foreseeing figures in a defined number of years, type of business that will be developed, both on board the habitat and on Earth, meaningful investments, return of investment, considering the cost of onboard production, transport to from Earth and Moon, procurement of materials from Earth and Moon, and any other relevant item concurring to the balance. Keep in mind that when if and when this project can go in a deeper realization phase, it will be minimum and within 3 or 4 years, let me say, because let's imagine that this project will be presented. I mean, our winner project will be presented to ESA or to NASA next year. It will take at least 6 months to them, if not more, to decide if they want to exit and finance it. It will take, of course, another year to make the study that ESA or NASA will require. That will be, of course, more in a more detailed way, if not completely a phase B, but maybe also a phase B. Why not? So you will have to hire experts of a lot of different disciplines to do it. However, that will take time. So we are thinking about 2026, 2027. And so if and when we will see something moving from Earth to reach the Lagrange point to start building, it will be not before 2030, maybe 2028, 2029, I don't know. It also depends how much the cislunar economy will go faster or slower in the next years. However, it is possible that in 2029 or 2030, the cislunar economy could be advanced. There will be lower cost with respect to today. That would be many more investors available to move around a project like this one. So I think that a business plan should be made, well, let's say maybe on two different scenarios, one more optimist scenario and one a bit less optimist scenario. And we may allow a business plan to have two different perspectives according to how much the situation, civilian space development will be advanced. Okay, so yeah, I think about the follow-up we already said, so no need to say more. Team is also expected to propose models for agreements among partners, consortia, trusted financial entities, and methodologies to favor efficient and harmonious international collaboration and mutually profitable work. Okay, so I'm sorry because it was long. It was a long presentation. Okay, stop sharing. Okay, I'm here.
Okay, Adriano, I am afraid the teams now are scared. It's 1 month only, of course, but we have to do a document that considers everything, of course, in the end of the day. Do your best as a team. And as I mentioned, it's the most important thing is to tell us the why. So why we want to see millions of people living and working in space, and how the answer to this question will affect the design of an O'Neill cylinder that will host hundreds of habitats. Before I go to the judging criteria, now I would like to open the floor for our participating teams. I will call you. Please introduce yourself, introduce your teammates. If your teammates are not with us, all of them, please introduce them, your motivation, and please also ask if you have any questions regarding my presentation or Adriano's presentation. So let me start with Sibsankar Palet.
Sure. Thanks everyone for this very opportunity. I'm Shivshankar Palit from India, and along with my teammate Shubhajit Hajra, who unfortunately isn't present today. It's heavily raining in different parts of India, so due to network issues, he couldn't join. But we are representing Team Life, our team's name. So we both together would like to contribute to this very opportunity of designing, as we got the statement today. And it would be great to contribute from my side as a chemistry person and him from a pharmacy background. And also we will try to delve into other aspects, as we got to know in the reference document, the various fields and various aspects that need to be dealt with regard to the design of this proposal and so on. So after all, space is a multidisciplinary affair, and we hope that we can do justice at least in the short time, but we'll make sure that we can obviously take inputs from experts and impress with our pitch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
now let's go for another team. Let's go for Muasim Kumar.
Yeah, thank you, Tanim. Am I audible now?
Yes, but we don't see you.
Now, am I audible?
Okay. Yeah, now we see you. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for it. Was a nice presentation. You both know so many things about rules and regulations. But yeah, now I am like doing alone project. But the last time I talked to them, so if I will get someone as my team member, so I it will be good for me to do more things as we want to improve our technique and our instruments, all those things. But now I am alone, so just I am finding someone those who are interested to join my group. Uh, yeah,
So
as
let me
my
just correct that, Muasim, sorry for that. I spoke actually to Sakha Al Madani from Saudi Arabia, and she confirmed that she will be working with you. This was only like 15 minutes, 20 minutes ago. So you have now a team. You have Sakha Al Madani with you.
oh, that was nice then. Then that is nice, and we will work together, and we will discuss together, and then we will finalize our work and our design, our projects, and there are the several rules are mentioned in the document, so we will go through that. Yeah, that's it. Thank you once again.
Okay, Muasim, thank you very much. Now we have the third team with us, Javier and John Nong Chong. Please, the floor is yours.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm pleasure to be here because it's interesting topic for my team. Our team is involves different expertise areas. For example, we are transdisciplinary team with different profiles. For example, mechanical experts, designers, and astronautical profiles. Also, we are considering be part to use the sustainability, sustainable management in order to employ sustainable and circular strategies because the space mission requires these different strategies in order to leverage of the raw materials in order to sustain the in this case the habit in order to keep the sustainable of the lives in the different individuals for the citizens in this case. This challenge is a good opportunity to explore different strategies, different technologies, and also different ideas. And also we pretend to leverage your expertise in order to receive the adequate feedback and also to expand our mission, what we pretend in the future for the society or the humanity. Also, this is a good opportunity to exchange ideas, to take a lot of information, and also to trying to explore different ways to expand the knowledge to give the humanity what is the future for the space activities. This is a good opportunity, good challenge. We expected to do the best for my team in order to present a good proposal in order to and also we pretend to enjoy this opportunity to get the best for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any question from any team members or any other team? We are here for you now.
Yeah, well, in my side, I have a question. The proposals is only, for example, analysis of the different requirements, or we pretend to develop the case study, or what is the, for example, if we pretend to use a specific structural, we need to analyze, or only is to describe that according to the literature review, what we pretend to use, or we need to specify the different feature of the different concepts.
Adriano, do you like to answer the question?
Well, I will try to send some examples of proposals made to ESA in the past years, where you can see more or less which kind of description is requirement. I think that a conceptual requirement, in general, a conceptual requirement will be enough. But since we are trying to also ask for a cost evaluation, I think that at least concrete work packages should be a little bit configured in order to be able to think about the costs. This is more or less. Of course,
Okay.
we cannot pretend, we cannot claim to fly very much higher than a conceptual description, considering that you have less than 1 month. However, yeah, when I was working in the project management for aerospace, I remember that in 1 month we made incredible quantity of things to present proposals to ESA. Yes, I know it is a can be a nightmare to stay in a deadline is not easy, and especially for the ones who will like to undertake a career in aerospace. You will have to face absurd timing deadlines. So this will be a good exercise.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think it will be clear now when I explain more about the judging criteria. You will understand based on what are the things that you have to focus on in more details. Any other question before I jump to the judging criteria now?
Yeah, I would like to ask some questions related to mentors. So, how could we find the mentors, and how could we contact with them?
Okay, yes. Okay, we will share our email addresses. So, of course, you can write to us making your questions, and we will try to answer in a reasonable time. But yeah, for sure, we will make our addresses, email addresses available.
Yeah, thank you. It will be better for us.
I'm writing myself my own email here, where you can write to me.
I think Muassam, you have our emails. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I have.
Please specify EHTOS in the subject. Okay, so we can sort the questions, the incoming questions. Otherwise, I'm speaking for me, but I think it's the same for all of us. Without why my square bracket doesn't work, I don't know. However, okay, EHTOS.
I had a quick question. Like, is there any particular limit, or let's say word limit or so, to the proposal making? Let's say from y'all. Like how big should be the proposal or how short should it be?
Okay. No, please, Ghanim, go.
It's really flexible. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I was saying, please put in the subject of your emails, EHTOS among brackets, squared or round is the same, because in that way we can sort your emails in a proper library and avoid to miss your emails in the general pool of where everything comes in that's too big each day.
Okay. All right. So let me share my screen now to tell you about the last part.
Could please the mentors that are here share their email address too, Werner and Jerry, so the team can send their questions not only to me, because I don't want to be the scheduler of the questions.
Well, regarding the questions, the way I'm thinking about it, I would like to coordinate this because I don't want to overwhelm the mailing inbox of the mentors. So I will receive.
Okay,
I will
that's
receive the questions.
even better
I
for
will
me.
receive.
Yes.
I will be like the communication point, the focal point.
Good.
And I will direct the question to the particular mentor. This way, it will be maybe more efficient.
Yeah, very much better. I didn't dare to ask you for that, but
that's
if
okay.
you if you candidate, okay, if you volunteer for that, I'm happy. Yes. Maybe to some questions you can also reply directly, and when you don't, you can shift them to us. Yeah, forward. Great.
I will share my screen now to discuss the judging criteria. All right. So every mentor, we have 6 mentors, and every mentor will be following up with you on these criteria. As you can see here, we have actually 2 different criteria, each one for each deliverable. So we have one for the presentation and the other one for the design document that you will submit. For the presentation, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 criterias. And as you can see, I will go one by one. Are the objectives of the presentation clear? And they will, the mentors will rate out of 100%. The clarification here is that, is it clear that the urgency of expanding humanity to outer space and the role of O'Neill cylinder should be clear and actually should be very clear so that they can judge you on this manner. Mentor specific requirement consideration. Now, Jerry, do you want to say something?
Yes. Seeing as the design that will be presented will not necessarily be a cylinder.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Should that just say the role of an O'Neill habitat should be clear?
It can be a torus. Well,
right.
Or a sphere.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So an O'Neill habitat should be clear, of course. Now, others, there are mentor-specific requirement consideration, which is, you know, as Adriano mentioned, there are so many requirements, and maybe you will not be able to go through them all during 1 month. So you will be judged on what you have selected, but of course, there is another judging criteria for the overall requirements. Like how it's, of course, it will be fair for teams to consider 6 requirements to have higher grades than, you know, a team that only considered 3 requirements. But the team that considered the 3 requirements in more depth, let's say, will also have the specific requirement consideration criteria, so that we try to cover all the aspects. And then, of course, we have the presentation structure, how you are organizing your presentation, oral, how you are speaking, visuals, the presentation visuals, and last but not least, how you perform during the Q&A session, which is going to be 5 minutes in the end. This is going to be the criteria for the presentation. And in the end, each mentor will judge you, of course, will score the percentage right here, and then I will take the average of all the mentors, and that will be your end score. We will have also a design document. The design document will be also important. We will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 criteria for the design document. The first criteria is about, did the team understand clearly the objectives of the statement of work? And then we also have similar requirements, similar criteria for the documents about the specific requirements and the overall requirements. And then there will be a requirement about the document structure, then cost evaluation and business plan. Well, let's call it cost evaluation, and then you will have the business plan. So no need to repeat this one here. So it will just be cost evaluation and business plan. All right, so this is how it will be. Of course, you will have the average of all these scaling systems, and the winning team then will be announced. Actually, we will announce the name of the winning team in next October 2024 in Milan, and then the winning team will attend to Sydney. As I mentioned before, the end of the event is not the end. We encourage everyone to continue the work. Research is open for everyone, and it's an exciting topic. So this is all from my side, actually. Adriano, do you like to say something in the end?
Oh, well, what can I say? I think we made a good piece of work today. I hope we were clear and we were able to transmit the substance of this program and the meaning and what is required to do and what is the challenge and so on. But however, should you have any question, please write. And in a week from now, we will have a closed meeting where we can try to reply to any question that you maybe will have matured during this first week of work. Okay, so all what I can say is have a good work, and we are eager to see your ideas, your solution to live in a Lagrange point. Yeah, to relocate over there.
Excellent.
And start living in space. Okay. So maybe Jerry wants to say something more.
Yeah, Jerry, do you like to say something?
Yes. I mean, maybe I've misunderstood this too a bit, but we have these three teams. They're going to be given, or perhaps they've already been given, the work document, which says what information we are looking for, and they will have 10 minutes to present their work. I simply cannot see that all this information can possibly be presented in a time as short as 10 minutes. I think it will take at least 25 to 30 minutes. And also, I doubt that even working full time, it will be possible to find all that information and submit it by the 28th of September. In addition, as for a Phase A feasibility study, I am proposing this for Island 0 to the European Space Agency. And I am assuming that overall it will take 9 to 12 months for that study to take place, and it will cost at least €1 million.
Yeah, Jerry, I 100% we agree with you, and it's impossible actually. As Adriano mentioned, 3-4 years. It takes 3-4 years. But the thing is, I think it's important that we offer a complete document as much as possible, where participating teams can see all the requirements. Of course, it's impossible to consider all the requirements, and it's also impossible to go through the selected requirement in sufficient length.
Janib, don't say it. Please don't say it's impossible. Let's say
I'm saying it.
It is difficult. It is difficult, but maybe it could be not impossible. So don't put limits to the providence. Okay, and
we shall see.
In the end, it really depends on the team and their experience, which requirement they will choose and how they will proceed with this. And as long as they have the same interval of time and the same judging criteria, the most important thing is to judge them as fair as possible.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Jerry about the time for presentation, but however, let's consider that our assessment will not be only based on the presentation, but also based on the document that they will present, because they will present a document, probably also some Excel sheets with the calculations and so on. So they will present a package made of several deliverables, in which the PowerPoint presentation will only be one of the deliverables. So we will also have I believe a Word document with all the technical proposal, and probably another document with the financial proposal, with the cost assessment and business, and the PowerPoint presentation. So at least 3 deliverables. But this is up to the teams. They should do what they think better. I just myself, talking about my own experience, I think that at least 3 deliverables could be the reasonable number of documents to be presented. And so, yes, of course, the presentation is one of the judgment criteria. Therefore, it is also important. But however, our evaluation will be made on the documents also, the presented documents.
Okay, we have a question also by Shib Shankar Pale.
Yes, I have 2 questions. One is, is there any possibility yet to include more team members first? And second thing is with regard to the mentors and the meeting that is going to happen on the 7th, I suppose. Will all the mentors be there, or will it be like session wise, each mentor will be there? What is the format of that day meeting?
So regarding your second question, whenever you decide the requirements and the work that you want to be mentored on, just send me an email and I will
Sure.
organize the time, and I will send you the Zoom meeting. It's going to be online, of course.
Yes.
It should be 30 to 45 minutes meeting with each
Sure.
mentor. And of course, you can meet with more than one mentor.
Okay. Should it be on that day itself, or like some other days also should work?
It's possible also to organize another days, as long as your
Okay.
time and the mentor's time also is suitable.
Yeah.
Right. And regarding the first question,
The first question was about?
like, is there any possibility of including, let's say, more members, like at least at this stage?
Well, for me, I think it's okay as long as you have. I think you are two
Yeah,
individuals.
why not? Why not?
Yeah. Means actually, the project requires people from different, you can say, capacity and expertise. That was the main thing that I was trying to put. We were not aware of what expertise is required, right? That's why.
So yes, I have no objection on that.
Sure.
And I think the mentors and Adriano are also okay with that. So that's fine.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Okay. So
Right.
well, I think that there should be no problems to expand a little the time of presentation from 10 to 20 minutes. I think it will not be a problem, no, because we have 3 teams, maybe 4, that will allow us to widen a little bit the time of the event. Yanim.
This is also possible. Yes, we can increase the time.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think this is all from our side. I hope now you understand better what is requested, what is our long-term vision. Of course, we want you to be with us. The human aspect of expanding humanity to outer space is extremely important, and this is what we want to communicate with everyone. I will send you the documents tonight, and enjoy your time, and let's be in touch. I wish you all a great evening or a great morning.
Okay. So thanks everybody. Thank you very much. See you next time. Ad Astra.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
everyone.
you.